Ngai Mob, this is Warrior Heart Yarns with Aunty Shan. I hope this moment is finding you powerful, is finding you connected, and is finding you believing in and owning and being with your own knowing, your own worth, and your own possibility. In this yarn, I really want to go into intentions, possibility, and how those two strands can weave together with being able to meet the moment for what it is. A friend of mine said to me many years ago, a jiu-jitsu training partner, Nick, and it is what it is as it is. And he's very Buddhist and very yoga-y in his approach. And at the time, I really tried to grapple with what that meant. And his, I guess, definition of it was that the moment is what it is, as it is. No matter how we feel about the moment is what it is, as it is. And it's often our response, how we see, how we feel, and our expectations of the moment that can often create the experience that we have rather than the moment itself. And I have a long history of unrealistic expectations, of setting expectations and being rigid in how I want that moment to happen and how I want to feel in that moment and how I want other people to be in that moment. And because of those rigid expectations, it's created mental health problems. It's created conflict, it's created hurt feelings, and at the same time it's also more often than not it's been a negative experience from having rigid expectations and a vision or a version of how I want that moment to happen, as opposed to intentions and possibility. Now, where I'm going with this is that we don't have control over every moment of every day. We can set goals, we can have the best work ethic, we can have the best organizational skills and the best intentions and everything. Life happens. It happens through us, it happens by us, and sometimes happens to us. And that could mean I can't control what happens to my car in a day. I can lay the foundations to ensure that my car is serviced, that it's full of fuel, and that I'm taking care of the car. And that's as much as that's within my control. The rest of it, once I get in the car and turn the key on and drive, is if the car goes, great. And then when I get on the road, there could be other things that happen that are out of my control, such as another driver, the weather. So my ability to set the intention of when I get into my car is going, okay, I know where I'm going. I can be comfortable and confident in the knowledge that I've serviced my car, I'm taking care of it, and it's got fuel in it. And then once I start driving, it's about surrendering to the moment and being responsive so I can focus on the road and focus on where I'm going and the purpose of why I'm in the vehicle in the first place. And being able to understand this nuanced difference between having intentions and understanding the possibilities of the moment or the choices and the actions that I'm taking, and being able to surrender to it is what it is as it is, and meeting the moment for what it is, has created so much space for my mental health and allowed me to be so much more responsive in my life and learn to manage my expectations and just show up. And the difference between setting an intention and setting a goal has an end outcome. An intention is how you envision or want that thing to happen and how you're going to move forward with it. It leaves open how it can happen. It also leaves open the capacity to be responsive to how it unfolds. And for me, that has allowed me to show up as I am in terms of the big visionary, amazing intentions and goals, but knowing that I'm not always the best on execution skills and that I've got some work to do in terms of more organizational skills and building capacity in those areas. So for you, how do you set goals? How do you set up your week or your day? Are you someone who just wakes up and goes into the moment, or have you set some time aside to be reflective and to be intentional about the choices that you're making and the purpose that you're focusing on in terms of how you're showing up? And for me, meeting myself with intention. So it's a Monday morning, and yesterday I spent the day, I did some time on country. I helped my dad out with my two little foster babies that are in my dad's care. And then I was able to just do brunch for my family and just be in the moment, knowing that I've got a very big week ahead this week. Kilalana has its first 4-day gathering. We've got people flying in. We've got facilitators. There's so many moving parts. And the weather, it's been raining a lot on the East Coast. We have amazing intentions for the gathering, but there's so many things that I can set the intention, and then you've got 35 teenage girls, from young women from the ages of 13 to 20 coming in attendance. So that mix, combined with weather, combined with just transport, other people, there's so much that's outside of my control. So being able to, I guess, come from intention about the energy that I'm going to be showing up from, the intention and the purpose of the gathering is to bring together young Aboriginal women from across New South Wales and Victoria to come together to create connection through culture, well-being, strengthen identity and self, healing, and to talk about self-determination and sovereignty and what that means for them. And then that's as much as that's within my control, that I can be as organized as I want, and then I need to surrender and meet the moment for what it is, as it is. And being able to shift from that process and using intentions intentions alongside goals, because goals are, for me, are more like tasks and things that I can tick off and that kind of keep me focused, allows me to be more excited. It allows me to manage the overwhelm and the anxiety I have at the moment in terms of all the moving parts and all the things that I'm weaving together and all the things that I'm letting go of as well. And I'm really enjoying this new way of meeting the moment for what it is, as it is, because my friend said this to me about 5 years ago. And yeah, it's something that's coming back into my life now as a way or a process of being able to, I guess, feel through things and set up intentions and use it as a practice while I'm creating change in how I show up and how I do things. So I'd really love to know what your intentions are for the week, what your intentions are for today or this moment in hearing this, and has this helped you in some way in terms of the difference between intentions and goals and being able to manage expectations, setting expectations while being able to meet the moment for what it is. It is what it is, as it is. Big love, you mob, and look forward to our next yarn.